The date, August 14th, 2013. The time, 7:50 a.m. The occasion, your first day at Rio Americano. You look up at the clock just seconds into class and wonder, when does this period end? When will the day be over? Fast forward 4 years, and the date is May 26th, 2017. The time is 2:49 p.m. As everyone around you exchanges yearbooks to commemorate the years spent together, and an essay written in Sharpie, ironically more heartfelt than anything they wrote for their English class, you look up at the clock and wonder, where did all the time go? What happened to homecoming, prom, and senior ball? That time UCLA practiced at our gym, the girl who just needed to breath, those Friday night football games under the lights, the both exciting and disgusting gala fight, history's greatest rivalry of Rio Americano versus El Camino, with those monumental game-winning buzzer beaters. For some of you, it's the unanswerable question. Every day when I walked on campus, all I wanted to do was leave. Why is it so hard for me to leave now? Because you're a Raider, and Raider pride never dies. I would say today is the first day of the rest of your life, but it's not. That was the day you were born. Against all odds, you were the little swimmer who won. Upstream, you no less. I say that euphemistically, of course. So here you are today. You made it through the JRP, you made it through AP tests, the ACT, the SAT, the unfortunately still in commission CASI. You survived soccer, baseball, or football conditioning. You worked hard all season, persevered through those strenuous practices, kept your head up after those hard losses, and became the 2017 league champs for basketball or swim, or the 2016 section champs for water polo. You nailed that solo at the Santa Cruz Jazz Festival or Mingus. You spoke your heart out and remained steadfast at mock trial or moot court, no matter the outcome, and promised yourself you would give it your all again next time. You completed those seemingly pointless and intensive assignments, or perhaps they were tasks you found purpose in and sought to become a better writer, speaker, or artist in the end. And for those of you who were just born into this world that is now on your side, you came out of the closet, greeted not by oppression, criticism, and hatred from everyone, but by compassion, sympathy, and love from those like yourself, and those who know that deep down, you are just like everyone else. Or perhaps you have no idea how you got here, and you're just as surprised as your mom. Yet, no matter the road traveled, here you stand today. You have persevered through strife and toil and have come out a stronger, better, and brighter person. Thank your teachers for instilling the importance of knowledge and hard work into you. Thank your peers for challenging you, motivating you, and standing beside you through thick and thin. Thank the Every 15 Minutes program and its courageous volunteers for helping demonstrate that drunk driving is not a joke, and that we are the generation who can take a stand and save young lives, and allow other students to be where you are today. Thank your coaches who helped you become the athlete you are today. But most importantly, thank your parents, not only for giving birth to you, but also for supporting you through your academic and extracurricular endeavors and being there for you every step of the way. You're ready to mount the stage and receive your ticket onto the Life Express. There's only one thing left. Other than being greeted by Mr. Ginter's warm and probably sweaty hand as you're granted your diploma. Your future. Let me say that again in case it didn't hit you like a rock the first time. Your future. Formidable, exciting, and promising. There are many years left in your life, hopefully. Whether you are one of our many college-bound scholars, from Stanford to Long Beach to Boise to West Point to the Air Force Academy to Brown to UC Berkeley, San Diego, UCLA to Chico, back to Sac State and ARC, just to name a few. Or are enlisting in the Air Force Reserve, like my good man Dustin, or the Marine Corps, or are jumping straight into the workforce, eager to start your future. You are the future generation everyone speaks of. As sedated as you may be right now from the dopamine and serotonin that is flooding your brain from the euphoric sensation that is graduation, in time, that euphoria will dissipate, and you will be frightened by what the future may have in store for you. To that, I only have one thing to say: don't be. Mathematically, the odds were against your birth. You were the upstreamer who won and survived after all. The fact that our species exists in this time period is inconceivably lucky. We were lucky enough to be born after the carnivorous dinosaurs who would have devoured our species like sushi, after the cataclysmic, millennium-long volcanic eruptions that shrouded the earth in volcanic ash, that would have wiped out our species without the slightest bit of mercy. And after the Ice Age that would have frozen our kind to death. And we survived World War II, the threat of a nuclear holocaust, and the 2016 election. Thankfully, that school shooter never came. Despite what you thought when Mr. Miller set the fire alarm off by burning popcorn in a microwave that same day. And students were screaming and running for their lives in desperation. Yeah, that happened. If those facts don't baffle you, then be afraid. But as for the life you will live, don't be. College, even to me, is frightening. But there is a world of growth, knowledge, and opportunity that lies ahead. The military is an intimidating endeavor, but we're all here supporting you and rooting for your success and well-being. The workforce has rigor and hardships, and most importantly, money, in store for you. But I believe you are all ready. You are tomorrow's journalists, artists, engineers, businessmen and women, lawyers, politicians, mechanics, athletes, soldiers, and parents. The greatest piece of advice I can give you is to not let societal expectations govern your life. You don't have to look like Kim Kardashian, or even her sister Kylie Jenner, who mysteriously showed up at Rio's junior prom this year. You don't have to be as wealthy as Bill Gates. You don't have to be as smart as Albert Einstein. And you don't have to be as athletically gifted as Michael Phelps or the nationally ranked Zach Ruder or Rachel Choi. Or even musically talented as Nick Augusta. Most importantly, you don't have to be the person social media wants you to be or expects you to be. Millions of people are overly concerned with how they present themselves on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and Facebook, and spend countless hours and hundreds of dollars attempting to capture the apparent happiness displayed by actors, models, and entertainers that is truly irrelevant in the grand scheme of things. I read a book recently, and there was a single quote that stuck with me. Gucci Mane once said, "If a man does not have the sauce, then he is lost. But the same man can be lost in the sauce." Luckily, that is not the quote, because I am sure most of the people present do not know what sauce means, and believe me, neither do I. Perhaps that quote is relevant in the notion that finding purpose in life is important, and that does not entail a check glittered with zeros. But the quote that truly struck me as significant was this: "You are who you pretend to be, so be careful who you pretend to be." You do not need to pretend to be someone else to appear successful in the eyes of others. Be true to you. Be the one and only Rio Americano Raiders that you are. There is only one of you on this planet, so be unique. We live in a world full of opportunities. You can cast a false persona to represent you before the world and mask your true identity, or you can embrace your own diversity and uniqueness as a singularity in a universe full of infinities. I recommend the latter. Well, Rio Americano class of 2017, this is it, our graduation. There is an entire life ahead of us, so let's make the most of it. Even if you cannot see the road ahead 10 years from now, or even 10 weeks from now, know this. As the prolific Creed Bratton from the hit television series The Office once said, "No matter how you get there or where you end up, human beings have this miraculous gift to make that place home." And as he said to the audience as he was being escorted away by law enforcement officers, I say unto you now, let's do this. Thank you.